delayed before it actually starts streaming. So let me know when you can see me. Hello. Can you guys hear me and see me? Oh, there you are. All right. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey there, Rosie, ABC, Diane, Sarah, Amy, Marie. Good to see you guys. Amanda, oh, Hurst. Hey, yeah, I am sitting at Andrea's sewing table. Yep. I use it as a desk now. You guys have probably seen this view a few times. It's been a really weird last couple days, like really weird. For those of you that haven't been following, the big boys, Asher, Judah, and Justus, are at a church summer camp. Hey there, Angela. Door dashing, nice. I have a couple people doing that. I know a couple people. There, Rhonda. Good to see everyone. Yeah, the boys are at church camp. They'll be back tomorrow morning early, but they haven't been here since Thursday afternoon. And it has been really weird. I got a glimpse of empty nest, and I do not like it. It has not been fun. Right now, all the kids are in bed. They're all asleep. And you hear that? You might be able to hear the audio Bible behind me, but it's silent. And I'm not gonna lie, it's so lonely. It's so lonely. So I got a long shower and thought I'd talk with you guys. It might be a lot of fun. Been a while since I've done that. Today I mowed the lawn, and the boys have been mowing the lawn for me for forever. And so I did it all myself, and it was about 89 degrees today, which was hot for us, but I know like on the East Coast and the West Coast, it's over 100 degrees on both sides. So it was so hot, and I had to take a lot of breaks, and heart rate got up like 150 a couple times. I get my Fitbit now, so I get to track all that. So it was some really good exercise, and I'm exhausted, and I had no idea. It's been a while since I mowed the lawn, and because the boys have been doing it for me for a while, and I am out of shape. I'm out of shape. Let's see, I missed some things there. Need anything? I'll take a minute, but I'll bring you something. I'm an empty nester. I hate it. Oh man, I'm not an empty nester yet, but when I think about it, Asher is 19, Judah's 18, Justus is 15. None of them have any sights set on leaving anytime soon, and when they're all planning on getting houses like in town. They don't want to go anywhere, which I must have done something right there, so I'm super glad. But man, I am super lonely, and doing dishes and cleaning stuff up. It's been really cute. Eden has picked up a lot of slack, which she does her chores, but she doesn't always do a lot of extra things. And so she made my bed the other night, which again she didn't have to do. And she made some slime with the girls while I was at work, so she was being a good babysitter. And she cleaned up outside, and she's just been really picking up the slack, and it made me really excited and happy. But the silence is deafening. I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little emotional now because I'm lonely, and I'm wearing this some shirt. I needed a comfy shirt. I love this shirt, but I'd wore this when Andrea was passing away. I bought it at the Walmart because I had been in the same clothes for a week, and so I went and got this shirt, and it's a double extra large, which there's lots of room in there, so it's really comfy. And Andrea doesn't like me buying double extra large shirts, and as soon as she saw it, she was like, "I hate your shirt." But so anyways, I haven't really worn it since then, so a little weird wearing it, but it's super comfy, so I should get in the habit of wearing it more. But building them tiny homes, yep. Yep, they love the tiny homes. Judah is probably, it's very possible Judah may do that. He's already into building anyways. We're going to just graduate him. He'd been doing all his work, and he's 18 now, and he's still been working on doing stuff. But he'd be graduated if he was at a public school, and so we're going to test him out and give him his diploma. So should be exciting. So yeah, we'll I don't know if they're moving into the garden or not. I don't know what will happen. Things are not the same as they were when Andrea was alive, obviously. So yeah, I'm glad they'll stick around too. They're not in any rush, and I think they know that Dad needs help. I'm planning on getting married again. Um, hopefully this year, maybe early next year. Who knows for sure? But that's kind of what I've been planning on. So that's exciting, and so things will change obviously then. And yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. So I love neon colors. I've loved neon colors since I was a kid. So Andrea never let me wear neon colors, so it's kind of funny when we do the colors. We all dress the same, and so I wanted to buy the neon green shirt back when I was ordering the shirts because they usually match my shirts when I ordered them. She said, "No, look ugly. You can't wear that." And so I didn't get neon green. It was like a lime green. And then when she was trying to find lime green stuff, she just only could find neon green. So then all the kids were wearing neon green. I never let her hear the end of it. So. I'm not going to talk much about that, the status there, but I am planning on getting married fairly soon. So, no, I haven't said her name. So, no, I'm not moving. I'm always a little careful about what I reveal about that stuff. Obviously, there'll be a time for that someday, but not right now. As you guys know, we've wrestled with uh, trolls and mean people and jerks on the internet off and on. I have active restraining orders against people, so I've been in court, and so I'm just really careful about that kind of stuff. So we've talked a little bit about it. As of right now, she has kids, and so she's handling her life, and we're handling my life. We've talked a little bit about how we'll merge things, but both of our lives are so crazy right now that we haven't really gone through a lot of the details, but we're working those out. So not sure. Not sure. I don't know if we'll ever put her on YouTube or not. Maybe eventually, who knows, but she'll probably be holding the camera a lot. So that'll probably be a thing, and we'll see. It's the kind of thing. It's pretty daunting to be dating somebody who's whatever, moderately YouTube famous or whatever, and so it's a lot to take in. So it's a baby step type thing. Oh, that's crazy, Suzanne. Wonderful. Hey there, Lori. Glad you can make it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a bunch of AI pics. Should I show you guys one? Let me see if I can find one. Should I do that? Let me think. It's not exactly news, so um, I'm not announcing anything, but that obviously is going to be in my future somewhere down the road. Which one should I? Which one should I share? Don't show. Let me think about it. I got a couple I could show you, but let me think about it, and then I'll get with her and find out. Okay? She already gave me permission to a while back, but I never did it. But it's been a little while. Yeah, I hate to have thousands of people watching me, my personal life, and have a clue who they are. Yeah, it's kind of scary and daunting. It's the kind of thing you get used to. So they're just AI pictures. They're not real pictures. So you know how those things work. They kind of look right, but a lot different. Waiting for months. She's already in bed, or I'd call her. So. I gotta revisit with her. So yeah, things have been really quiet here and very weird, and chores not getting done quite right. And I had all these plans to watch, cartoon movies with the kids and make cookies with them. And we did a little bit of stuff and made some fun dinners. And I let them sleep in my office with the air fort. And so they had a lot of fun. And there was no, as Sophia told me, it was a lot of fun because Asher wasn't here to tell us to make us go to bed. Because sometimes, because they're in the other room, the boys are sleeping in the room next to my office. And so often, if they're not sleeping and they're camping out in my office, he would go in there and say, "Hey guys, go to bed." And they couldn't do that this time. So I don't see myself. I'm super tired. I am so exhausted from mowing today. It probably took me, well, many, many hours to weed eat and mow. And brand new weed eater conked out. I ended up taking it back to the store, and I just bought it, so they gave me a new one. So yeah, I'm super tired. I'm super tired and drained. And honestly, it's a little emotional. It's lonely, and I am not used to this. So sometimes Andrea would take the kids, and they'd be like camping, or they went to Wisconsin to see some family a couple times, or they'd sleep over at Grandma Fern's before a parade or fair, and I'd be home by myself, and it was one of the worst feelings of my life. And that's kind of how it feels now. So I'm a little wistful maybe, and I'm super tired. I don't know if you can tell. I got a lot of sun. I got burned out there, so yeah, everybody's met everybody. So I can share that. That's probably not a big deal. We've been together 2.5 years, so obviously that would have happened. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you asked, Kiwi. I will. We'll do another live soon, and I'll share them. I don't know know if I'm tan. I'm a white boy all the way down. So, but it's my arms I've always had a farmer tan. So tonight I had just finished mowing the lawn at about 5:30, and I came in and I was drained. And then right after I came in, the stupid ice maker in the freezer stuck in the filling phase, and water started pouring out of the freezer and going all over the floor. And so the inside of the freezer is just everything's frozen and soaked, and it was terrible. And so, anyways, I made mac and cheese. I'm not ashamed to say I made mac and cheese with some peaches, and I made some garlic bread out of leftover hamburger buns. So. Been watching since way back. Oh, thank you, Libby. We're glad to have you. I'm sure I'll sleep well tonight, although a little bit weird. Solly's been coming up and sneaking in my bed and sleeping with me, so it's nice to, when the bed's not empty. I don't think it could go sideways because the AI ones, they're a little fantastic, right? So they're, you guys ever seen any of these AI photos? I could probably show you one of my AI photos. Do you want to see my AI photos? I've showed you those. Oh, thank you, Lacey. Lace. I enjoy your channel. Learn so much about being a mother of a large family from Andrea. I'm so glad. Never seen an AI photo? I'm not going to accidentally. Let me see. Let me see here. I can do that, I think. So an AI photo, what that is a computer artificial intelligence piece of software looks at your photos and figures out what you look like. And then they can draw completely unique and fabricated photos of you that are not real. And so if you're not seeing them, they're like kind of cartoony but kind of realistic. And so here we'll do it. Well, hold on a second. Maybe it's my program is stalling out here. All right, there we go. So, yeah, so these are AI photos. You can see they look like me, but they're not actually me. So, they're redrawn pictures of me.
Dad.
What, buddy? Here.
My hamburger squishy was supposed to
It's
take
here
place.
somewhere, okay? We'll find it, okay? But right now, you're supposed to be in bed. Can you tell everybody good night?
Good night.
All right, go to sleep. If you get scared, you can come to my bed. So, some of them are really weird, like here's me in this space outfit or whatever. So they're kind of weird. Some of them are wild, like that. Like a video game character. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it is. I like that one because I look pretty hot in that one, but obviously that's not real. Oh. That one reminds me of my dad. There's a picture of my dad on a motorcycle. Almost just like that, and so it kind of reminds me of him. I don't know what this is about. AI stuff has a tendency to mess up your hands because they don't understand how hands work. But I don't know. It kind of feels like it's vain. Where's one of my favorite ones? This is one of my favorite ones. So anyways, I have some AI ones, of course, of my girlfriend. And so I thought about, sharing those. But I'm going to revisit with her about that, so. Hey there, Ashley. They are pretty accurate, so. Anyways, I thought it'd be fun just to talk to you guys, and I always do a live when I'm lonely and sad, so. I thought I would just go live and just chat with you guys without any kids around. Kind of fun. It's late, and I got nothing else to do. I can play some Magic by myself, but that gets old. So yeah, it's been weird without the boys and doing dishes and mowing the lawns and doing a lot of things I normally would have the boys do. So I did talk to Asher through text briefly. The place that they are at has no cell service. They do have their phones, but they went on an outing and they had cell service very briefly. And so I texted with him a little bit, and they were all nervous. None of them wanted to go. They all kind of wanted to go early on. Then when it got close, they're like, I don't want to go. This is not our style. So, but they went, and I asked, Judah was the most worried about it. And I asked Asher how Judah was doing, and he ended up staying up real late talking to some guys and stuff. And so he ended up really having a lot of fun. So on how to play Magic, yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. It's Monday is supposed to be our shopping day. I was going to edit a video today. I have a video. I took the kids last Saturday to a water park, and Water Slides is an outdoor water park, and it was a lot of fun. And I got some footage, but I was out of gas when I came in after mowing. I was like, I'm not doing anything, and even just sitting down on the shower floor was hard to do. I was so tired. So they're at a church camp. They're at a church camp. They're just for a few days. It's been since Thursday. They'll be back tomorrow morning. So. Yeah, Andrea played me Magic for a while, and she had a lot of fun with it until she realized that I was holding back a little, and she did not like that. So she's like, I only want to play if I could be a real competition to you, because she knows that's what I like. So she says, if I'm not competition to you, I don't want to play. So she was sweet that way. It has been fun with my girls. I didn't get to spend near as much time as I wanted to. Of course, Thursday I worked, and when I came home, the boys were gone. And Friday, oh, you guys were with me Thursday because I had to go walk and get the van. Friday I worked, and I didn't go to Magic. I usually go to Magic on Friday nights and play with my friends, but I didn't do that because I felt bad for the girls being home and not having anybody, so we hung out and played. So, oh yeah, Eden would definitely go shopping with my girlfriend. She's insanely busy. All of her kids are little, and she's a single mom. So her kids are not near as helpful as my kids. So I think in a lot of ways I'm less busy than she is. So her life is very go, go, go. Did you know that Rollins got to pick between having university or the jail? They picked the jail. Thought they'd make them more money. Well, that's interesting. That's what Rollins is known for, is the jail. Has Solly missed the boys? Oh, yeah, he did. He wouldn't have wanted to go for anything. A couple of weeks ago, well, like a week ago, they spent the night at my mom's house, and he could have gone, but he didn't want to. So he gets very shy, and that's something I'm working on with him. He's just a sweet little boy. So, oh, I didn't do Hannah's birthday video. Oh man, I need to do that. Yep, there are things to figure out with the marriage stuff. So that's why we're taking our time. So I did not make the French toast. I got up and I was gonna do it, but half the kids had already eaten breakfast before I got up. And then the ones that were left, like 2 of them didn't want any French toast. And one of them said, yeah, I'll eat some French toast, but I wasn't going to make French toast for just one person. So they did the cereal thing. So, idea for presents for Claudia? I wish that I could. I wish that I could, because it's already hard enough for me to find presents for her. So I ordered my presents for her, and I can tell you she likes dressing up and cute things, I guess. It's difficult. It's difficult. Oh man, I'm so tired. How's Thomas doing? Thomas is doing pretty well. He's they're short-handed at work, and so he's working an insane amount of hours. I haven't got to see him very much. I do miss him. Plays Magic in D&D. Yep, Magic's fun. Thomas plays D&D. I played it with him a little bit, but one time-consuming hobby is all I can take, and I can barely have time for that. So I just stick with Magic. What size clothes does she wear? She's like 7'8" in girls. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. So yeah, it's been very weird and unusual without the kids. So the movie Yours, Mine, and Ours, relevant to your life. Yeah, maybe. I think I've heard of it. Yeah, we'll still have to get up to do church, so my mom will probably still be here for church. All the boys, I think, will be here for church too. They're going to be here early on Sunday, so I might not get to sleep in at all. Chances are they're going to drop them off somewhere, like at the gas station there, and I'm going to have to go pick them up at like probably 6 or 7 o'clock, probably. So she did pick a theme for her party. She first chose My Little Pony, but then when I was about to order the stuff, I asked her, "Are you sure, My Little Pony?" And she said, "No, mermaids," which I was grateful for, because there's a lot of mermaid stuff. It was a lot easier to make a party about mermaids. What does Justus want to do when he graduates? I have no idea. He's been enjoying his life. He's got a lot of friends. He's got his own friends' life. He goes down to the track and runs. He's kind of becoming more independent. So I don't know if he knows, to be honest with you, but and throws the paper. Oh yeah, that's super cute. Good night, Amber. Whew. Forgive me for yawning again. I was mowing the lawn all day and had to take lots of breaks, and it just wore me out. What does Eden like to do for fun? She's very much an anime girl. So she took the Myers-Briggs personality test. Andrea for a long time had, I think they put her as what does it say underneath the video? ISTP maybe, or I don't remember now. ISTJ. Anyway, she took the test and it was not the one that Andrea had typed her as. Now I can't remember what it is, but it's like the rarest type. And so I need to look more into that again. But yes, we do have a blend of homeschool and public school. We've always been homeschoolers our whole life, doing the whole homeschool thing. But when my wife died just about 4 years ago now, obviously that changes the homeschooling dynamic. We still did it. We used a curriculum that was very forgiving for allowing me to work and the other kids to help each other, and Grandma Kitty came and helped, and so we were able to still do it. But some of the kids were needing more guidance. Justus being the first one. He needed someone kind of to watch him more closely and to encourage him and keep him going. Plus, he was really wanting to spend time with more kids around. So it's not ideal, but he's very happy about it. And I'm happy with the decision to support him in it, and I understand. And so Eden's going to be going this year. And while she is more of a self-starter with her school, she could do it. She's so quiet and shy that I think it would be very good for her. Like, she's extremely quiet and shy. So I think having some friends, and especially since Justus already has kind of a circle of friends, it'll be very good for her. Very possible we do Claudia also. How to find this test take for myself? There, you can go to 16personalities.com. That's one of the more mainstream one. However, I think the test is actually better on the Human Metrics website. So humanmetrics.com. It's the Jung typology test. Jung is with a J. And yeah, it's been very accurate for our family, and it's extremely accurate for me. INTJ describes my personality to a T. So, and Andrea was an INFJ and definitely described her personality that well also. So it was very handy, and it helped us dealing with our kids and changing some of our teaching methods to handle them. So, well, hey Liz, glad you could make it. I used to know a Jose Montoya when I lived in California. Your channel, trying to catch up. Love watching the kids grow up. Well, we're so glad to have you. Does that test how you're extrovert, introvert? It's one of many. There's 16. There's 4 types, 4 personality markers, and each one can be one or the other. So there's a total of 16 different total combinations. And so one of them is introverted or extroverted, but it's not exactly you don't have friends or you do have friends type of a thing. It more describes where you get your power from. So someone who's an introvert, if they were in a bunch of people at a party, they may enjoy it. They may enjoy talking to people, but it's exhausting for them. They would want to go be alone to relax. Whereas people who are an extrovert, they would feel relaxed and at home around the people, and it would be stressful for them to be alone. So that's the difference. Solly did get some Legos. I know he did, and he enjoyed them, but I cannot remember now what they were. Was it a space shuttle? You're also an INFJ? Yeah. Those are very rare, especially in the female also. Oh, I saw a comment there I wanted to read. You don't have to answer you don't want to, but you still do YouTube when you get married? Yeah, I'm going to still continue to do YouTube. There may be less lives and more pre-done videos. That's how the channel always was, but for editing videos takes a lot of time, and I don't have the time to do it now. So live videos works well because I don't have to edit them; they're just up. So not anymore. With Johnny Depp, that's funny, Kiwi. You apply the 5 love languages to your kids. I mean, I know about it. I did the test, and I know my love languages, but I've not really necessarily applied it to the kids or anything. Yeah, I'm planning on doing Bible study. Did we not do it last week? I can't remember now. I know we've missed a few lately, so. No, I won't. We won't stop YouTube. How many children would be added to your family? She has 3 kids, so that would put us to a dozen. Nice round number. Bolts of fabric are gone from the shelves. I got a whole bunch of bolts of fabric up here that are left over from Andrea's, but I'm gonna have to get rid of them one of these days soon. Hey there, Debbie. Good to see ya. You went to a wedding on Bible study. Oh yeah, we did. It was a very beautiful place. It was very scenic in a forest. Cheaper by the Dozen is a good show. Yep. Just joined. I mentioned that I'll probably be getting married maybe towards the end of the year or sometime early next year. Not for sure at all. There's no dates set, but that's kind of my plan. So, you two have any kids together? That's something that remains to be seen. So, I think we kind of got enough, but never know. 2 p.m. Sunday. That's so weird. Isn't it weird that we can be talking to someone at the same time it's middle of the afternoon? I haven't even gotten there yet. We're not sure how that's going to go, Robin. Probably not at first at all. So she's not going to necessarily want to be in front of the camera. That's not her thing. But never know. Give them to Eden and other girls. Let them use them in projects. Yeah. Look at the fabrics. We've kind of used a couple things here and there. But yeah. Quilt made with the fabric. Yeah, they're not necessarily awesome to go together type thing. I don't know that I necessarily need a quilt. I like to think maybe someday one of the kids will decide to be the crafty sewing type. Eden's done a little sewing here and there, but I don't know if that's really her personality. But you never know, so. Can't push it like YouTube because that can cause problems in many ways. Yeah, she's expressed interest in holding the camera and having her voice on there and stuff, but I don't think she's wild about it. So, but at the same time, I want to protect her also. So, I don't know. It'll probably happen eventually, but who knows? Asher and Jude never talk about moving out. No, they don't really. I keep saying I'm afraid they're going to move out, and they says we're not planning on moving out, Dad. But you know, all it takes is the right girl to come along, and your life is no longer your own. You're going to do whatever she wants. I keep telling them that. So I'm not saying it's happening anytime soon. I'm not setting any dates or nothing. Obviously, that's the plan. I'm not going to be single my whole life. That's not my style. My kids need a mommy. I need a wife, and yeah, I will be getting married again. Maybe I shouldn't have said end of the year, early next year, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking. So it's very rough. Sharing the room with so many. We've talked about different things. We've talked about the possibility of moving, possibly, and also of adding on to the house. That's kind of the route that I'm leaning at this point. So. Pictures but no video. Yeah, possible. She's told me before that I could put a sticker over her face and share pictures of us together. So I might do that. sometime soon. So she's not totally opposed to it. And if you guys have not been following, at the 75,000 subscriber video we made, she shaves my beard, and you can hear her and see her hands on there. So. Well, yeah, that's probably true. Must love dogs. The boys also know they've been a huge help to me. They know Daddy needs their help, and I'm very grateful to have it. This last couple days without them has shown me that it's really hard without big kids to help. Really hard. And so I understand a little more about what my girlfriend is dealing with, because her kids are all little. So it's very challenging. Manage the home. I have plans to do a video on how you manage the home, discipline with the kids, expectations. Just wondering how you do it with so many kids. Kids are wonderful. There's quite a few little videos already about some of that stuff. Things have obviously changed a lot since Andrea passed away. We basically got rid of a lot of complicated things and things we didn't have time to do, and maybe sat with just the most important essentials. So, yeah. Yeah, the routines have saved us. In fact, Andrea, I feel like God had all along had been planning things the way He planned them, you know. I have a wonderful house she thought all the time and stay up late about how to make things efficient in a small house, and using every bit of storage space and wall space and ceiling space. And then we put in all these systems for chores and different things, and it's been able to run itself. We really have a very well-oiled machine, and I thank God for it, because I would be lost if I didn't have the well-oiled machine. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. I've already I mentioned earlier on in the video that Eden really has picked up a lot of slack these last few days. She's cleaned up a lot of things that were not necessarily her job to clean. She helped the girls and took care of things with initiative on her own, and so it's been nice. Hi there, Lindy. No, we're not gonna. We won't end YouTube. No, that's not an option, and she wouldn't want me to. She knows that it's important to. I think it's very important. I think to our culture and to our families, and especially when, I mean, I can say this without trying to be braggy, that we have a system that's so efficient and so good for raising good children that we need absolutely to share it and trying to help people as much as possible, especially in this day and age. Things are weird. So, yeah, definitely not going to end YouTube. But I appreciate the thought. I definitely want to keep her comfortable. Yes, it does, Super Chat. Cat, I was just saying that. Absolutely. People that are... it's really crazy to be alone right now, and it's quiet. And oh, thank you, Bobby Joe. I have the family game. Great for all ages. I'm not sure which game you're talking about. Oh, thank you. I as an INTJ, INTJs, one of the things they do is they can plan 30 years into the future, and I've absolutely been doing that my whole life, planning for when I'm going to die and how I can continue to strengthen my family and my grandkids and my great-grandkids and my great-great-grandkids, maybe affect the Mills family for generations to come, because I think these YouTube videos will be here long after I'm gone. Imagine if you could go back and watch your great-grandfather's a video from your great-grandfather telling you how he lived his life, how he raised his children, what he did, how their family lived, what they believed, how they worked. Wouldn't that be so great? Wouldn't you be so interested in that? And so right now it's just my life. But after I'm gone, I like to think that our family's ways and the things we go through, we can go on our channel. You can watch people be born, you can watch people die, you can watch them live, you can watch Claudia grow up from a baby. And so it's I think what we have here is kind of unique. So the Mills Cookbook, yeah, we totally do. Oh, that's the name, Figure It Out. I thought you were telling me I needed to figure it out. No, but that sounds good. Yeah, that's the Bible study. I think is one of my interesting legacies. I'm really happy to be there. Imagine if you could have, because again, you know what's funny? I've shared this before. Like we have technology. We're talking right now via the internet with people on all sides of the globe. Isn't that crazy? And the reason why we have technology now that didn't exist 500 years ago is because of information, the printing press, people writing books. And so when someone learned how to make a light bulb, they wrote down the exact specifics on how to make a light bulb. And so now we know. And so we build on that, and before you know it, we have all these things. People today that make computers, I build computers. And I don't actually build the actual components I don't build a computer processor, but I can take a processor and build a system. And because we don't know how all those individual parts work, we keep going because we tell other people how we did the things we did. And now we have all this technology. But when it comes to life, we ask all these questions like, why? What am I here for? What's my purpose? What am I to do in life? And by the time we kind of get it figured out by the end of our life, we don't ever pass that down to our kids. And then they have to grow up and ask the questions. Oh, what am I here for? What's my purpose? What is my life about? And it happens over and over and over again. You imagine if we were to write this stuff down and tell people our thoughts on the Bible, on philosophy, on what we're here for, what our purpose is. Imagine what it would evolve into if kids didn't have to start over from scratch and have to ask all the same questions that every generation has to ask. And of course, there's still some things you have to figure out on your own. But I think there's a lot that can be taught and shared. And especially when it comes to the Bible, there's so many views on Bible scriptures. To be able to know what your grandfather thought about every chapter of the Bible, that'll be really exciting if I can finish the whole thing. So great grandfather was a Baptist preacher. Wish I had videos of him preaching. That would have been cool, huh? After midnight here in Columbus, headed to bed. Good night, Tom. Thanks for the live. Oh, no problem. Thank you, Ashley. The kids do daily devotions. No, well, not exactly. They have that kind of stuff in the paces that they work on, but no. They have to do little Bible study things and write little reports and stuff, and so they kind of do that in the workbooks, but nothing specifically. No one listens when they're young. Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. But you get old, right? You get old when you're ready to listen. The people that are there wanting to teach aren't there anymore, or they're crazy, lost their mind. Now I pray every day that God will help me keep my mind into my old age. But if I don't, I can have it down here on YouTube. So, yeah, Tammy. Every time one of you guys go back and watch one of the old videos, you leave a comment about something on it. I love that, and I go back and watch and see what you're talking about. And especially when there's a timestamp, I really love that, and I enjoy that. And that's amazing, Libby. That's awesome. Hey there, Jen. Great way to educate, share, and build community. Yep, absolutely. Isn't it funny that community can be all over the world through something like this? It's one of the greatest uses of the internet, I think. We get wrapped up in our shows and watching stuff and recipes and all the amazing thing the internet's good at. But I think seeing other people's life and seeing their experience, I think that's the best way to advance. New school year ideas. Let's get some good ideas. Having the kids cook every now and then is something I've been wanting to do kind of for a little while. And I've had Asher and Judah both make dinner on more than one occasion, and it's worked out. We don't make enough varieties of meals yet. But again, sitting down and learning new recipes that are going to be winners in my house is something I don't have time to do a lot of times. Just running my business is a lot of work. You guys don't ever see any of that side of it, but it is a lot of work and stressful, and calling people back. I make about 50 calls a day, phone calls, and I usually do several on-site jobs, and I have people dropping computers off the whole time. It's very challenging, and so getting time to do other things is difficult. And as a man, I'm geared certain ways, and some of those are ways I'm not geared. So making myself do things that I'm out of my comfort zone on is a little difficult sometimes. What did Lindy say? I didn't see it. We are here to serve God. We serve God by serving others. Amen to that, absolutely. It's a good bit of YouTubers. I definitely feel your family stands above many in such an amazing way. Aw, that's such a wonderful thing together with Heather. Thank you. We're not acting at all. This is really our life. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'll make extra healthy meals when you guys are on live dinner with us, but generally, this is our life. There's no fakeness to anything. So, again, I think we teach our kids Boy Scouts and give them gymnastics and teach them the reading, writing, arithmetic and school and all these things we teach them, and they're kind of the wrong things. You know what? They need to know those things, obviously. But the real important things about life is, how to deal with death, how to deal with, growing up, and what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, how to live your life, and what to do, where to go, all those types of things. Generally, we don't talk about the important things. Computer headphones are good for hard of hearing individuals. Not really. Having the ones that go over your whole ear, or the noise canceling ones, are probably the best. But I do drive a lot for my job. My car has 460,000 miles on it. So Asher had figured out that that's enough distance to drive to the moon and halfway back. So that's how far my little red car has traveled. It's kind of hard to think about. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, we're a little lucky with the public school curriculum stuff. It's fairly safe out here for now, anyways. Yeah, I agree. I'm learning firsthand that there are some downsides to homeschooling. So the socialization aspect is not one that I'm worried about. But interactions in general, I think homeschooling can a lot of times make you shy. That seems to be our experience. But of course, I was really shy. Andrea was really shy. We're all introverts, except for Justus. And I think Claudia is not an introvert. But so maybe that's just our family. But I'm trying to supplement that by taking them to youth groups, and we go to the library, story hour, and I go to parties and try to do as much as I can. But there's so little I can do, because just making dinners, doing the business, and getting chores done is like 90% of my day, every day. Or more like Andrea, she's so darn cute. Her hair color is exactly Andrea's hair color, so it does freak me out. I don't know that she necessarily looks a lot like Andrea. Obviously, there's going to be some similarities. but I think she looks like me a lot. My girlfriend tells me all the time, "Oh my gosh, she's a spitting image of you," and I'm starting to see it. I think so. Hannah's not very shy, but when you're young, you're not very shy, right? That kind of comes later. I don't know when that starts, but yeah, Claudia's amazing. Think Hannah and Justus look like their mom. Justus has kind of his own look. He's the cutest boy. I'll never forget there's this picture of him as a baby smiling, and it's just, he's got this smile that's so distinctively like him. He still smiles that way to this day. It's so cute. Personality, I hope she never changes. It's kind of funny because Claudia is basically a small version of my girlfriend. So she's just like her. Claudia loves her to death. So it's pretty fun. Does the school know the children lost their mother so they can be? Yeah, I mean the whole town knows. That's the thing in a small town. Everybody knows everything that's going on. So, um, kids can still be mean sometimes. Justice has had some kids be mean to him, teasing him about mother passing away. Can you believe that? Kids can be jerks sometimes, but it's a good experience to go through. He's dealt with it well. So, Asher definitely favors Andrea's side of the family, looks wise. So, personality wise, he's got a lot of me and a lot of Andrea and Andrea's side in him. Andrea would say she's more like the other, like her extended family. There's some aunts and uncles that he's a lot like. So we've been giving her, given Eden more responsibility as we keep going along, and so she handles the kids, the little girls' bath time, and she's been doing a lot more lately. So I've been very proud of her. Sophia in a school setting. Sophia's been doing very well with the homeschooling. It's hard to keep Andrea's memory alive for the little girls. Yeah, I mean, we have a screensaver all the time and it has pictures there, so that helps. And of course, the YouTube videos help. They come up sometimes. But I was talking with Solly just in the night, like last night. He was snuggling with me because it was lonely around the house, and I was asking him how much he remembered of his mom, and it's already clear he doesn't remember a lot already. So it's been 4 years. He was 7 when Andrea died. So the little girls know that Daddy loves Mommy and then he misses her. They know that. They draw pictures all the time. Or they'll, if there's a interesting picture that comes up, and oh look, Dad, it's a picture of Mom, and then they're looking for me to enjoy it or whatever. But Solomon wasn't as shy when he was younger. Yep, absolutely. He was much more outgoing. All the kids were. All the kids were more outgoing young. Eden especially. All of them. All of them were. Oh, I'm so sorry, Libby. 10 years. I was together 20 years. Just about 5 years after he passed away is when Andrea passed away in 2019. Mother died. They said they don't remember her. It's kind of sad. Yeah, my dad died when I was 10, and I have a handful of memories that I can think about. But I can't remember what he was like. I can't remember what his personality was. I can't remember things he said or things he necessarily. I kind of remember some things he did, and I do some of those things with my kids. He'd let me walk on the ceiling. He'd turn me upside down and put my feet on the ceiling, let me walk on the ceiling, which was really fun. And I remember going shooting with him and various. I have several memories, but I can kind of get an idea of what it's like to lose a child at 10. And so below that, they're not going to remember anything at all. So Solly's a mini Asher. Oh, that's interesting. They do get along really well, but Solly's got a different personality, it seems to me, than Asher does. But um, all the kids are so different. Yep, you're absolutely right. Must love dogs. And you know what? It's funny because the way we raise kids, it just keeps continuing. Hannah's getting it all. She's getting all the things that Andrea learned and taught also, even though Hannah never knew Andrea at all, because it's always moving. And so we were always teaching, 6, 7 kids at a time. And when new kids come, they just kind of mingle in with the other kids and become just like them. And they do the things they do. My kids say, "How do you get your kids to be so nice?" And it's like, well, we just started nice. And my kids would never think of doing some of the things other kids do. They can't believe it. And it's not like I ever told them never do that. They all rub off on each other. And so I see Hannah growing up with all the same values and, what you can say to people, what you can't say to people, and that kind of stuff, without even having her teach her. So. Your husband died when girls were 10 and 13. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. So you know what that's like. Talk to school about Solid. Does he get any special services to support him? No, not really. I think Solly's fairly well adjusted, apart from being very shy. He's quiet, but he's talking fine. It's just he talks very quiet and mumbly when he's on camera. Yeah, they do. I definitely, the example stuff is there, and I'm sure there's genetics also. Do you think he's afraid of losing you? I don't know, Tara. That's a good question. I mean, obviously the kids lost their mom, and so they know that can happen. So I'm sure it's a scary thought to them, but it's amazing to think how much they've really healed already. Like, the kids are really fine. Obviously, they miss their mommy, and there's a hole in their heart for sure, especially in the older ones. Um, but it's amazing me how resilient they have been, and especially considering how hard, slow going it's been for me. So, unless they're just not telling me about it, but we talk about it a lot. But they usually offer the information that they used to be really sad, but they're doing better now. So, about you getting married, is it hard for the ones who remember their mama? When I first started dating, I think it was really hard for them. It was. Um, but I think it's mostly the shock. I think that's the hardest part, is kind of when you start dating, that it's obviously feels like you're betraying them. And of course, I even feel those feelings, right? I was feeling like, am I betraying Andrea? It's it's a very weird experience. So, but now they've absolutely warmed up to the idea. So, his decision-making skills. I'm not that worried about his decision-making skills. He's very careful. His personality is the artist type, and everything's got to be just right and just perfect. And so he really thinks, and you know what? I overthink everything, and so I think experience will be the best teacher for him. But no, and Solly was really quite fine. Um, it's just on cameras. If you want to see something cool, go look at Solly's vlog. You guys ever seen that one? It's a video on our channel. Solomon's vlog or Solly's vlog. You can search for it. It's a really cute video, and he made that himself. He never intended it to actually be on YouTube or anything. He just made this video, and he thought it was fun to talk to the camera and pretend like he was showing people stuff. But he was feeling totally comfortable because he didn't really think it was going to be up there. I asked him later on if I could put it up there, and he said I could. So we did, but that's kind of how he is all the time. So he's much more talkative and open. And kept kind of to daddy because, daddy's the disciplinarian. I've always been the disciplinarian. It was always a wait till your dad gets home type stuff. And so in that respect, things are different with me than if I had died and Andrea was around, things would be different with her. And that's the thing with my girlfriend has to deal with is she's not a disciplinarian. That's just not her style. And so her kids have issues related to that. And our kids have, they have the disciplinarian, but they don't have as much of the nurturing that would normally be here. So there's definitely holes in both families, and so it can be difficult. Do you have aunts and uncles and big brothers? Yeah. That's what they're very familiar with the fact that they have a family. Like again, it's weird right now. Everybody's out of sorts because there's some kids missing, but generally they do well. Which child has surprised you the most, and how much they have changed or they've gotten older? I don't think any of them have surprised me. Maybe that's because I've known them their whole life, but none of them have surprised me. Justus has surprised me in some ways because he's done a lot of things. He's been doing track by himself. He went out for track, and he's not doing amazing at it, but he's sticking with it, and he's proud of it, and I'm really proud of him. So I don't know that he's surprised me, but I've been very proud, maybe a little surprised. Think you're wrong, you're very nurturing. I don't know. I mean, I try to be, and I try to fill that gap because I know what's missing. But I'm just not the same. I'm just not the same. So be happy again and live your lives. You'll see the loved ones with heaven and Jesus. That's right, Libby. I think I appreciate that. You're getting married if you have a time frame. I don't really have a time frame, but I did mention that I'm kind of thinking about the end of this year or early next year, mid next year. I don't know. But that's kind of we don't have a date set or anything, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I don't know. Yep, he's been doing great, must love dogs. That's okay, Kibby girl. Glad you can make it with us. I'll probably wrap up here pretty quick, but I've done well. I take a lot. I shouldn't take very much credit because again, Andrea gave me an amazing boon with again the systems and the resources and the encouragement. We trained each other. I trained her with things, and she trained me with things, and so either one of us knew the other's roles in some ways, and so I kind of know what to do. But I'll always be the scary dad, right? I don't think I'm ever been able to shake that exactly. Even though if I'm really nice and have fun with them and hang out with them and play with them, I always kind of get scary dad vibes. They're always scared to ask dad something, even though I tell them, you don't have to be scared to ask me something, but they still are. And so that's kind of always going to be there a little bit. The timestamps on where you and Andrea were remarrying, if anything ever happened when you... No, I didn't, Tammy, but send it to me on Facebook if you're on... I think I said you on Facebook, right? I have not seen that email, but I'd be very interested in having that if you have it. I've looked. I went looking, watching all the live dinners, trying to find it, and I stopped after a while, but... Man, my mom was like, that wasn't nurturing, but her mom wasn't either. Yeah. Are your kids on the tall side or short side? Sully seems small for his age. Claudia seems tall for her age. All of my kids are fairly tall. I'm very tall, and Asher is just about an inch shorter than me. Thomas is tall. Justus is tall. It's harder with the little kids to see. Eden's still pretty tall. Eden's already taller than Andrea was. So, oh, thank you, Tammy. Yeah, if you have it, that would be great. There was one that was kind of close, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. So, I was 90% sure there was a video with it, but I haven't been able to find it. So if you've got it, that would be great. It's a dumb thing, but I keep thinking about it, and I'd like to see it again. I feel like it was too. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there was a point at one that it came up whether or not we remarry if one or the other died. I think Andrea actually brought it up originally, and she said that she would never remarry if I died, and I said that I didn't know what I would do, and she says, "Oh, I do. You'd remarry," and that took me aback because I said I didn't even know, but we had conversations about it, in bed at night sometimes too, but. You don't seem like a scary dad to me. I don't think I am either. I'm a fun dad. But, whenever the kids needed discipline, I was the one that did it. The kids tease me about something. So whenever I say they do something that disappoints me or that I'm frustrated with, I go, come on, buddy. and so they do that to each other now. Like, whenever just anything wrong, like Judah or Asher will go, come on, buddy. And it's so funny to me. And even Eden does it. Eden will do it. If like someone dropped something or whatever, Eden, they'll go, "Come on, buddy." It's so funny. But I can't believe it's almost 4 years either. No, and I don't want anybody to fill Andrea's shoes. I've had several girlfriends since Andrea passed away, and each one of them taught me something different. And one taught me, because she was very much like Andrea, that I don't think I want that. So I would always be comparing, and so anyways, the person I have now is not like Andrea at all. She's night and day different, and I think it's wonderful. So Asher did that on a live to Solomon. He probably did. He probably did. If you try to be mean and scary, I would laugh. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I'm the guy that tells them they're in trouble, and there was always wait till your dad gets home, and they'd be all scared, and then Dad would come home, right? So yeah, it was that moment. Well, there's several moments that I play through in my mind. There's actually more to the story about her saying that I would get remarried, but it's not something I can share or I will share. But it was a relief to me. Of course, I play that back because you do feel guilty when your spouse dies and you go try to find somebody else. Like, you've already closed all those off, right? When I remember thinking when that happened again, I was like, I should be looking at women and trying to find somebody, and I had already erased all that out of my brain. I didn't see women that way. I only had one woman, and I was completely 100% loyal to her. So it didn't even enter my brain. And so just to have to think about all that again is wildly uncomfortable and disconcerting. So it's very, very difficult and challenging to deal with. So we didn't want to see Dad that night. Yeah, and so there's kind of some built-in scariness about Dad. So, and I've not been able to shake it. So they love me, and they can come and talk to me. But I think Eden would die before she asked her dad to buy her a bra. She would die. Which, again, if you're a woman, could you imagine asking your dad that kind of stuff? So thankfully we have Grandma Kitty and other people that can help her. So, oh, thank you, Kim Rogers. I don't know if I rock, but I try my best. I would come home and what? Oh, it always depends. Again, the threat of the discipline was always worse than the discipline itself. Because I could just, like with all of the girls, all I had to do was say, that was very bad. You should not do that. They would just be a blubbering mess if I just look at them funny. If I just say that, it was like they couldn't handle that. And so most of the time it was not a big deal at all. But me just sit down and say, do you think that was right to do? And it's just the nervousness of it and all that kind of thing. So. Oh, that's awesome, Lindy. I'm sure. I mean, there's sure going to be there's some similarities, and where I see it with my new girlfriend is in the nurturing aspect. It's in the love that she gives to her kids and my kids. It's very soft and unconditional, and I guess really compassionate, really kind, understanding. You know, like they would, and both Andrea and my girlfriend would do this. If they sit down to play a game with the kids, they're doing it because it's fun for their kids and they enjoy spending time with them, and she enjoys spending time with them. Like, I will say, oh, I should spend time with the kids. Hey guys, let's play a game. And I'll be sitting down there and I'll play the game with them and I'll laugh and I'll play with them, but I'm only doing it because I know I should and it's good for them. I'm not naturally drawn to say, ooh, I'd love to play a game with the kids, you know, whereas they would. So my husband died in 2020. I'm not ready to even think about dating or marriage again. I've read a lot of information about what it is like for widows, and I'm a member of some widows groups, and it's amazing how different it is for women and men. Like, it's not uncommon at all for women to never want to get remarried, and they're much more content to stay alone, whereas most men do remarry. But the suicide rate among men who are widows is quadruple what it is for women. It's insane, and so I think we're just wired differently. And so don't beat yourself up if that's not what you're ready for or ever or do. So thank you, Stacy. Yeah, I'm sure it is hard for the kids. But again, most of the little ones, again, Hannah didn't know Andrea at all. And even Claudia and Sophia were like 4 and or 3 and 5, 4. Anyways, very, very young also. And so, like, Claudia asked me all the time, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? She asked me all the time, or when are you going to marry? And she says her name. And she'll say, I want her to be my mommy and all that kind of stuff. It's really cute and sweet. But so with the older kids, I think it'll be more weird, but they're all pretty much on board. So they're all on board. Yeah, I was really surprised when Thomas told me he was moving out. Extremely surprised. He had actually had it all figured out. He'd already had an apartment rented and he did everything. And he wanted to do it without his dad. He wanted to be independent. So he managed to get the credit stuff done and he did it all. And so I was shocked. But I was very proud of him. Hi Tom, what makes that feeling better? That feeling of liking someone else? Just curious. Um, there's always a weirdness to it. Always. There always will be. I imagine as time goes on that'll go away. But it's nice. It's nice to have the exciting stuff again, right? You go through the phases of a relationship, and so having the exciting initial stuff that's always enjoyable. So it's hard. It's hard for women to find a good guy nowadays. Guys are creepy. Yeah, I hear that all the time from my girlfriend. Like, she was ready to be done with guys because she's very pretty, and so she mostly dated creeps her whole life. So she thought by her age that they'd all be gone. So you think Thomas would move out because he was missing his mama around the house? No, I think he was ready for some more independence. We were having some dad-son disagreements with when he got up, when he did his chores, his responsibilities, and that sort of a thing. And so I think he was ready to be his own man, and I'm very glad that he was. So. Nothing set, Pam, Tennessee. Nothing set. That's definitely the future. But, yeah. It's not too personal. Does your girlfriend give up behavioral issues? If so, how that will affect her children? Well, her children are absolutely different than my children. So, while I was kind of mentioning that maybe we're a little low on the nurturing side and she's a little low on the discipline side. And so, it'll be difficult, but we'll figure it out. Thomas was ready to fly, absolutely. Isn't this Thomas's 5 years anniversary a deal? It's pretty close. Pretty close. I don't know when, but I know he was there 4 years ago, and that was about a year ago. So, yeah, that's probably about right. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to sign off, you guys. It's been an hour, almost an hour and a half now. Maybe we'll wait a few more minutes here. Get all your good questions out. What are our children's ages? I think she's shared that before, but I'm not 100% certain, so I'm going to hold off on how old her kids are, just in case. You have to compartmentalize your feelings for a new person. I don't know about compartmentalize. Maybe? It's weird. It's weird. In a lot of weird ways, I kind of feel like a polygamist, right? I had one wife, now I'm going to have another wife. It's strange. I haven't seen that one yet, Must Love Dogs. Oh, thank you, Becky. I don't even want to remotely say anything about where she lives, not even nothing. So I don't want her to be bothered by anybody, so I apologize. Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely a Christian Mustang, Sally. Boys be home tomorrow. They will be tomorrow, home tomorrow. I mean, so you don't transfer the feelings you have from one person onto the next. No, I was liking that comment. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Again, I had to figure that out in my heart, and for me, it had to do with dating somebody who was very much like her, like Andrea, and I realized we talked about it that it was not going to be she's not going to be Andrea, and I knew that of course, but so anyways, now I have someone totally different, and I'm very happy that way. So, oh, thank you, Tammy. Well, send me that information on Facebook if you could. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Made this night a little less boring and lonely, a lot less, really. So it's been nice. So Yeah, no, you're maybe compartmentalized, or maybe it's more loving two people. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't want to close off one, so I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like the video, and thanks for hanging out with this live chat. Yeah, so we will see you guys later.